Hey, Leo Drager here. I want to show you a really cool tool which comes from the hamster and ferret suite. They're classic sniffing and web application pen testing and session hijacking tools. So basically what I did is I copied the tools in the suite to the Windows System 32 directory. This way I can just run the tool from the command prompt. So it's hamster ferret, some icons, a cascading style sheets, and some JavaScript files. So let's open up the command prompt and type in ferret. And once you do that, it'll give you the syntax in which actually to use. So in this case, ferret-I and then the interface number, where the number is the interface to monitor. Now, a really easy way to check this is just to do an IP config in Windows, and basically they're numerically in order. So the local area connection would be 1, the tunneling adapters and everything else would subsequently go 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., etc., etc. All right, so we'll clear the screen. Let's do it again, ferret. And then we're going to do a ferret space -I, and I'm going to do it for my Ethernet interface, and just hit enter here. And basically you can see, give you a quick idea, ferret 1.2.0, the name of the company who made it, the actual build, which it is. It's actually using the WinPCAP traffic analysis and sniffing driver, which is just packet DLL and the specific version. Now, in the older days of Windows and hacking, WinPCAP versioning mattered. For most part, I just install it nowadays, and whatever it is just seems to work. But that's based on the Unix libpcap device. It also says the device, so if I was kind of curious which one I actually selected by guessing in the dark and saying, number 1, you could see that it's the Intel, basically, network adapter card that I have on the system. And sniffing on that interface, it's an Ethernet interface and it's seeing traffic. So what I'm going to do basically is just open any web page. So we're just going to go to CNN.com and basically minimize that. And you'll be able to see the flood of traffic that basically gets dumped that this captures and analyzes. Now, not too much of interest in the sake that it's actually flooding, but what I would do is actually capture this stuff that's going through my terminal and basically redirect that to like a static file where I could dig through it and actually dissect it, and then I could search. Because you can see some basic stuff like HTTP traffic and GET, and then the host and who that host is equal to and the URL, but it's, again, just not in an easy format in which we can look at, review, or analyze, etc., etc., etc. So I would probably want to import the log file that I create by capturing to a file, and then import into a comma separated value, and I would choose that because of all of these commas that I see here. So that's how it would store the information in the file. Once I have it in a nice format in a particular file, then I can import that with another program and actually be able to sort all of the host fields, etc., 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 or use Excel where I could basically do some really good filtering a lot easier than you could a text file anyway. But nonetheless, you can see just by opening the CNN homepage, all sorts of stuff gets fired off. So you can see source addresses, names, all sorts of stuff in here. It's really would take you a good, half hour, 45 minutes to really dig through this, at least manually, and start trying to make some sense out of what realistically is going on. But I say, the value here is actually being able to filter this information. Ultimately, you would be looking for things like this cookie that's here. If you could determine some of the parameters in the cookies or anything that's stored on the client machines, etc., etc., etc. So that's it. Ferret, pretty basic sniffing tool for application settings. And if you want to kind of go away from the command line stuff here and then into realistically a GUI tool, once you understand the basics of ferret and the types of information that ferret collects, then you can move over to the burp suite and actually look at this stuff in a not so command prompt type of way. So that's it for this video. My name's Leo Drager. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter.